You'll be reaching 10 kilo. You need to be in your safe spot now. Tallaholt, 10:07, which should be in about the next 6 minutes. So once again, very dangerous situation with this thing here. That tornado debris signature continues. I'm also putting out, you can kind of see here as I go to the next graphic, just talking about where this is and just how strong that rotation is and has continued to be over the last little while. You can see how pronounced that is there, moving into 10 kilo, Carter's Landing on the eastern, southeastern edge of Horseshoe Bend, and now moving into Tallaholt area there as well as this tornado warning gets extended farther up quite a bit as we zoom on out and kind of show you who else will be in the range of that. Titanic, Eldon, Proctor, Whitmire, and Chance up over here off to the northeast, up into areas around Adair County, but certainly 10 killer and areas around Tallaholt will be our main concern. Let me go ahead and show you once again. There's that debris tracker, and it's still very pronounced in areas in the south part of Carter's Landing, heading toward 10 kilo right now. This is, if you're out and about, if you're in the elements, this is absolutely 23 in the last couple years, so a very dangerous tornado, and unfortunately is going through several towns right now. And I've already gotten some reports of, I've been seeing some coming around a couple trailer parks around there that have been damaged by this tornado, which we're going to get more confirmation on and give you more information as we learn it. But as of right now, this just continues to work its way off to the north and east, and really doesn't show a whole lot of signs of wanting to slow on down. You know, it's just how distinct that rotation is. Usually we talk about a little bit of red and green together, but you can just see how powerful that rotation is right around 10 kilo right now. This is absolutely just an incredibly dangerous situation for the folks out in Cherokee and soon to be Adair County as this makes its way off to the north and east. And as our storm trackers have been telling you about, this already has history of damage in areas around Vian and Gore. We have some power outages. We have power lines down. We've been seeing those power flashes across those areas. So if you're anywhere along this stretch, you need to take this seriously just because of how damaging this is, and especially considering it's at night. You won't be able to see it or even necessarily hear it coming with all the rain coming down around there as well. As I back it up, let me go and kind of look at this on radar. There it is, and there's all the rain associated with it too, so you won't necessarily be able to see it all that well either. This is not one you want to stand on your porch and go wait for this one to come to you. This is going to be very, very dangerous and just continues to make its way off to the north and east. I can go ahead and put this in motion for you. Notice the little blue dot here. That's what I want you to take a look at when I get back to that graphic. There we go. So you notice here, there's the blue from people on the ground there as well, telling us that there is damage being caused. So very, very dangerous situation. Of course, we continue to monitor situation here around the metro as well. We're not dealing with a tornado warning in Tulsa proper, but farther up to the north. And James, you got more details on that.
Tornado warning allowed to expire, so no more tornado warning from that storm moving up toward Watova and Nowata. It's still a pretty good idea to stay in your shelter as we look at the tornado warned storm now moving southeast of Tahlequah. This is a deadly serious storm, a very strong rotation moving up into Adair County, and as it moves to the northeast, that's going to be moving up across the county line, very close to Tailholt, Eldon, and the community of Chewy in Adair County. Let me zoom in right here, and what we're looking at just very close to that community of Tailholt. I'm going to drop the storm track and look at that big hook echo. When we talk about little hooks and notches from time to time, that is an enormously large hook echo taking place right here just to the southeast of the community of Tahlequah. Let's take a look at velocity, and again, it is just a deadly serious situation. This is likely a high magnitude tornado right now in southeastern parts of Cherokee County. This has already crossed very close to Cookson with confirmed damage. It is moving to the north-northeast, will cross Highway 51 right at about that Cherokee Adair County line, and then move right across the county line into parts of Adair County too. Let me zoom in, take a little closer look at this storm right now. There's the community of Tailholt. Let's take a look at our dual pole Doppler radar. Again, we have debris right on Tailholt right now, folks. This is trees, debris, pieces of roofs and houses, and just rain on radar being lifted up. So likely debris from a very significant tornado taking place right now in Black Gum area, that's in Sequoyah County, I believe, northwestern Sequoyah County. Black Gum Volunteer Fire Department is there. That Storm Tracker Greg McLaughlin reporting damage right there. Let's take a look again at high-resolution Doppler radar. I'm zoomed right into the tailholt area because this is where we've got a tornado down right now, and it is a large, significant tornado given the magnitude of the velocities. Now, just a few minutes ago, we were talking about the bright red next to the bright green. Well, when we move past red all the way into bright yellow, move past green into bright, as we said, looks like we're about 5 miles to the southwest of the community of Titanic. I'm sorry? Let's check in with Fox 23 Storm Tracker John Hollingshead, who saw the beginning of this tornado on Highway 64 west of Vienne. John, what do you got?
James, right now I'm back on eastbound I-40. I did go down to I-40 and check that the tornado did cross right just to the west of I-40 and Highway 10. And so I noticed some vehicles back on the eastbound lanes. I'm heading back over there at this time. Couldn't cross the highway, obviously, so I had to go back to the Highway 100 exit and turn back around. All of this, again, just not too far east of the river, along Highway 64 and I-40. But I should be back over in the Highway 10 area of I-40 probably within about 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, John, thanks for the report. As you continue to track that storm, moving to the northeast, here's the latest track on the storm moving toward Christie, Strawberry Spring, Chance. Now, if this holds together all the way into northern and northeastern parts of Adair County, it's going to be very close to the Watts community on Highway 59. And from there, we're talking West Siloam Springs, Arkansas, as it moves across the state line. But there is no sign that this tornado is weakening right now. It is just a very powerful circulation on Fox 23 Doppler radar. Now, want to update you in the metro area because we still have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect, but these thunderstorms are much, much lower end. We're not seeing significant rotation with these storms. We are watching a couple of spots here, too, for potential rotation. And again, as we've talked about, the main threat would be in southeast Oklahoma. And again, we do have a new tornado warning that has just been issued in southeast Oklahoma. I'm going to take you to that because it does clip part of Latimer County in our coverage area right here. So this is going to clip the southeastern part of Latimer County. Now, 2015, I believe, we had a tornado take a very similar path up through parts of northern Pushmataha County and back into Latimer County and east of Tallahena and just to the west of Albion, and that's going to be moving kind of right over Highway 271 as that continues to move to the northeast. I want to take a look at that on the high-resolution Doppler radar right now because that circulation is located looks like just to the southeast of Clayton right now. We got Sardis Lake over here. Here's Clayton back toward Neshoba, and this is really sparsely populated land here. This is forest, and we're right over the Kiamichis, but as this moves to the northeast, it's going to be moving up very close to the community of Albion. Nothing confirmed here yet, but I want to show you what the velocity pictures look like. And again, we've got some pretty strong indications of rotation here between Clayton and Neshoba right now. Still looks like probably just to the southeast of Clayton is going to be the strongest part of the circulation. That's going to clip the southeast part of Latimer County, moving up into sections of
embedded winds that could be in there, which could also cause significant damage. But this is not one you want to be dealing with out in the open. You want to make sure you're in your safe spot, away from windows. Get to the first floor of your home if you don't have a shelter, and certainly be on the lookout for this thing and getting into your safe spot very, very quickly if you're in areas closer to around Chance and also Chewy a little farther up to the north, as this is a very dangerous and potentially deadly storm if you're out this and caught in it for sure. If you know folks in this area, please give them a heads up. This is just
that circulation. Now, we can do kind of a quick statistical analysis on this tornado, and odds are this is at least, I mean, we say significant, but with this rotational velocity, this is going to be likely at least an EF1, likely an EF2 tornado, maybe even stronger than that. Of course, that is determined by damage, not the way it looks on radar. So we will Watch that as it continues to move across northern parts of Adair County. Very serious storm there. And on reflectivity, that's where we're talking about, right in here, just crossing Highway 62. I'm going to update the path of the storm with new ETA. So from the Proctor area moving northeast, that's going to be very close to Chance, Ballard, and Watts. Let me take a step back, because not only do we have this tornado warning for parts of Cherokee and now mainly Adair County, but we've got another tornado warning that's going to clip the southeastern corner of Latimer County now too. Let's zoom into that storm, and what we're seeing right now, located to the northeast of Clayton, and I'm going to take high-resolution radar down there too, so as I step off here, that rotation's a lot more ragged as it moves up toward the community of Albion right now. Here's what we're looking at. So if we've got a tornado with this storm, it's located over some pretty rough terrain over the Kiamichis here to the south of 271 and south of the community of Albion too. So that's between Albion and Clayton and north of Neshoba. So that's pretty deep in the forest right here. If you're in Pushmataha County or familiar with that area, you know what I'm talking about. This is pretty deep, rugged terrain where this is taking place. So look on the left side of your screen. This is near Gore, Oklahoma. It's a live picture right now of tornado damage. This is where, let's see if, yeah, the trees are just mangled from that storm. So this has been a serious tornado hit for parts of Green Country, and the tornado warning is ongoing. And look at the bright colors. They just jump out even before you zoom in right now with this storm, and it's even more powerful. Let's see if that was reported near Gore. Yeah, that's probably was just to the east of the community of Gore. So lots of damage with this storm, and again, the rotation continues very strong, very close to the community of Proctor right now. We may be seeing this circulation starting to change just a bit. A little too soon to say it's weaker. Certainly doesn't look any weaker right now, but it looks like at least the presentation on Fox 23 Doppler radar is starting to change just a little bit. Still an extremely dangerous storm. We still likely have a tornado down with it right now, very close to the community of Proctor, and that is where we're looking right here. So as we look at correlation coefficient, where this is what indicates debris, Highway 62, community of Proctor about right here. So this tornado has been either gone over Proctor or been very close to the community of Proctor, and we still have strong indications of debris being lofted. We go back to velocity, again, bright red right next to, normally would be bright green, but it's so bright it's cycling back over into some blues and even darker blues. So this is an extremely strong circulation taking place right here. So look at tornado damage on the left side of your screen, likely just to the east of the community of Gore. That is a live picture right now. Our circulation is right in here where we're seeing a lot of this red. Normally we would be talking about that being rain. I think in this case a lot of that is some debris taking place. Let's look again at high-resolution Doppler radar. We're kind of zoomed right into the community of Proctor right now. You can see that circulation looked like just a couple of minutes ago. Maybe it had some signs it was widening out just a bit, but I don't think so now. And we still have an indication that this thing is on the ground. This is a big tornado that has moved from Gore. And, you know, I'm going to just see how far this thing has been at this state of strength. So, I mean, we've got to zoom all the way out to get all the way back down toward Gore, but we've had a tornado warning for 75 miles with this thing. Now let's take a look and see how far we've actually had a powerful, strong tornado on the ground, nearing 40 miles right now. So this is an extremely rare event, even for Oklahoma, in the heart of Tornado Alley, that we've got a long track tornado taking place this long. I'm going to show you again. This is where you're seeing video on the left side of your screen near Gore. That is on Highway 64. So that's kind of right in here. So that's about, again, 60 or 40 miles away. So this tornado has been on the ground very close to Cookson, all the way up into parts of Adair County right now. So that's a span of close to 40 miles that this tornado has been on the ground. Let me clear that off. Just got an update from the National Weather Service on this tornado warning. Northwest Adair County, This thing is still on the ground. Let's take a look at it again in high-resolution Doppler radar. First of all, what jumps out at you is that bright yellow taking place right there. Now, let's zoom right into the storm. We're looking at dual pole Doppler radar, and what that means is we're looking at the shapes of what the radar is seeing. Rain tends to all fall like similar particles. So what we're seeing in the purple area, that's all rain. Where when you get into that bright green and dark blue especially, that is debris. And this is in northern parts of Adair County. It's moving up toward the communities of Chance. It looks like it's going to be a close call for Chewy, but I think it's going to pass just southeast of you. And if you're in Watts, you need to be ready to take cover right now. Let's check in with Fox 23 meteorologist Brad Carl. And Brad, still on the ground, 40-plus miles.
Yeah, very impressive. And we don't tend to see tornadoes last that long here, even by Oklahoma standards, as James is talking about. We usually tend to see them bounce up and down a little bit, or be a little less consistent. But this one has just maintained a lot of consistency with it. And so what we're still seeing here is that tornado debris signature. With anything is a little bigger, I would say, maybe not quite as tight-knit as it was before, but all that in the blue and green there is what we're generally seeing as that possible that debris being lofted on up north of Proctor. Now, it basically continues on along its northeast path between Chewy and Chance, and it looks like it's going to be going right in between those two communities right now if it continues on its current path up to the north and east. And so that's what we're continuing to monitor, just because it's just still a very dangerous situation for those communities. So I go ahead and kind of give you an idea of where this is at. So this is going to be along Chewy Road, or at least cross Chewy Road, between there and Chance. And then if it can hold itself together, we'll continue on into the rest of northern Adair County, likely passing to the northwest of Watts, a little farther off over here, but likely if you're anywhere in between Chewy and Chance, you need to be in your tornado safe spot right now. It just continues to be very consistent for us. There's I'll go back to the rotation here, just so we can kind of show that off. Here's the rotation that we're seeing, and it just continues to be very consistent for us, as it has been for now 75 miles. So you want to talk about long track tornadoes, this will be a very good example of that. Obviously very damaging too. This is going to continue off to the north and east, and as you also maybe get able to see from our storm chase from time to time, we've been throwing that up on the left-hand side of your screen. We've been showing you some of that tree damage. Clay Loney was telling me just a few minutes ago, beyond just trees, they're also seeing in that same shot power lines down and sidings. This is definitely evidence is a very strong tornado and having that kind of power to be able to rip off siding and whatnot off of homes. But the real impressive thing with this tornado is just how cohesive it's been able to stay for as long as it has, especially when it looked like at one point it was struggling, and now has kind of come back together and is still together going on into Adair County and now into northern Adair County. So as we zoom on out and just kind of give you an idea of who else could be seeing this, Watts looks like you'd be maybe a little too far off to the southeast. Here's Watts over here, but between Chance and Chewy, we're certainly very concerned for you, or at least areas in between there, so do be careful. And then if it continues on to its northeast path, we're coming very close to Siloam Springs. I'm seeing from the Weather Service right now they plan to extend the track, or rather the warning for this tornado, so that would probably put Siloam Springs into the warning. Assume that will update here in just a moment, and you'll see that purple extended up this general direction over here in the next couple of minutes. Now, overall, we just continue to get more of those damage reports in there as well. This already has a history of producing winds that are unable to rip down power lines, cause power flashes. We had a report from one of our storm chases of some twisted cars because of the strength of the winds from this now confirmed tornado, and it has been now for quite some time. Continues to move off to the north and east. We can go ahead and put a track on that one over here, and there you can see there's the new tornado warning. So now that includes Concord, but does not include Siloam Springs, or at least just on the western edge of Siloam Springs. So western Siloam would have to worry about this. Looks like you might be a little too far off to the east if you're a little farther over the Arkansas state line. Now, going this general direction off to the north and east, we go ahead and put that track on of how long this would take to get to you. Since it's right around the town of Chance, let me go ahead and zoom right back on into that. We're seeing that right now. So there's generally where we've got, and I'll extend it up this way, And as of right now, at least on our tracker, it's not picking up any towns in the general path right now. That certainly is good news. I'm not seeing anything different on our high-resolution Doppler radar either. There might be just kind of a void there, at least until it gets to areas a little closer to Siloam, where we have the towns of Natural Falls State Park and Mosley, a little farther up to the north, but now you are included in that tornado warning. So if you are in these spots here, which I believe this is along Highway 412, you now need to be in your tornado safe spot, because this thing hasn't been showing any signs of wanting to really shut down or wrap up anytime soon. It just continues to barrel its way up to the north and east. So if you're around areas around Mosley, you need to be getting